Welcome, guys, to another episode of SCNS Live, the super cool nerd show. Yes, we're back after a bit of a unplanned break. So we're glad you guys out there decided to join us for another hour of nerd commentary and this show, things that we wish for. Anyway, like I said, all you out there in the super cool nation, my name is Jason the X.
Did you miss us?
They probably did.
They probably did. I'm Kat.
I think there's
Hi.
a spider web in front of this camera that's bothering me right now.
It's thematic.
Oh, no, I can see it. Hold on.
Can you see it? I got it.
No, sit your butt down.
Good God Almighty. Anyway,
It's
I will continue
Spider-Man.
introducing the
spider
people on
went
the
far
panel.
from home.
The girl over there, that's Cass.
Hello. Hello. What's up? I'm good.
And over there representing NASA, because we all want to be NASA, it's Bryce.
Starfleet Academy.
It's the closest we can get to it now.
Yeah, I mean, it's they haven't accepted my offer to join yet, so
Yet.
this is yet.
And they won't. I'm just kidding.
I'm on the list to go to
Harsh.
Mars. Just go. I'm ready.
I'm going.
Let's just roll out.
That's funny because I also voted for you to have to go to Mars.
Ah,
That's a good one.
They don't
burn
have
that
internet out there.
And behind the board, twisting knobs and turning things and changing lighting and whatnot, Cora.
Hi.
Oh, I'm eating some crow on this show tonight.
Yes.
Did anybody else see that? Was she on
Oh,
camera
yes,
for
he
this?
was.
Okay, good. Okay.
Eating some curl.
I'm eating some crow. Why is nobody understanding what I said?
I don't know, man.
I'm eating some crow tonight because I was
Maybe
wrong
you
about
should
something.
enunciate
Maybe you
your
should
words.
use real words.
Oh.
I'm
Burn.
surprised that
Hold up.
you
You're
narrowed
Southern.
it down.
I ain't letting that one go. All right?
I tried.
Go sit your ass on the
I want an appetizer if you're eating.
Can I get some mozzarella sticks?
Yeah, I'd like to have something.
Anyway, if we're done just making fun of me, which we're clearly not, let's kick this show off with some super cool nerd news. Yes, super cool nerd news. Now, I was not already on board for the Falcon and Winter Soldier show. Actually, anything coming from Disney Plus. We just got some more information on the show. Now, we do know it'll be 6 episodes. The actor that played Baron Helmet will be coming back. Also, Sharon Carter will be showing up again. But writing the show will be, and I had notes. I don't know why I didn't have them up already. Derek Kolstad, who wrote the John Wick movies. He wrote that whole universe. He will be writing the Falcon and Winter Soldier show. I'm in. I am in all the way. This is the best news that we could have gotten as far. I can't believe they actually got him. He's also writing the adaptation for Just Cause.
Nice.
So he's busy right now. Derek, welcome on board. And they have announced the Winter Soldier and Falcon series will only be 6 episodes, but it will play directly into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. With what's his name? Daniel Bruegel coming back as Helmet Zero. I suspect there will be something. Maybe they have to go recapture him. He gets loose. Emily Van Camp is who played Sharon Carter. She'll be reprising her role. Maybe she's the S.H.I.E.L.D. agent who gives them their... You don't like Emily Van Camp. Anyway.
I don't mind Emily Van Camp. I'm not a fan of what they did with the character.
But we're still a ways to go for this show. But already, this is great news. I suppose with a certain event coming up next week, we'll probably get some more information on those Marvel shows. Actually, no, we won't, because Marvel's not going to make an appearance at San Diego Comic-Con. Sorry, we'll find that out later.
I'm
Well, we
just
might get some
saying,
leaks.
Maybe don't make out with your niece-in-law.
Oh, this was
History was
Alabama.
rewritten. Anyway.
History.
Um,
Alternate timeline.
This went
expect the show-
Alabama
expect the
real
show
quick.
to premiere when Disney Plus premieres as well. So, anyway.
Kevin Feige is going to be there, though.
They
Talking-
SDCC?
Yes.
They have some Marvel things they are showing. They will be the Russo brothers will be doing. Well, we'll get into that in our San Diego
Okay.
Comic-Con panel. They are doing stuff with comics, games, television, and animation. No movie stuff, even though there's a rumor out there. But we'll get to that.
All right.
But what's your story this week, Bryce? Since you want to interrupt me.
No, I
It's like
didn't.
this is a discussion show.
Right?
It's almost like we talk about all of the news stories.
Uh,
But whatever.
Can one of you go first? Because I don't have my notes pulled up.
No,
Okay,
I forgot.
Any thoughts on the Winter Soldier Falcon? Like, we're all big fans of John Wick series.
Yes, absolutely a fan of John Wick, and if this series is Hyper Violent, I would actually be a big fan of that. Do we know who's? It's going to be on Disney Plus, I assume.
Oh, yeah.
Correct. Okay. I don't know.
I don't expect
miniseries,
hyperviolence.
You don't expect that much?
But I do kind of see them as more of a Black Ops team.
I would love to see a little bit more like Netflix, like Daredevil, Punisher vibe, because they're not. Yes, okay, technically Captain, but they're not Captain America. They're not like, oh, truth, justice, and the American way. They're not that. They were both Black Ops.
I think we're
Say
gonna.
that again. They're not what?
Well, no, Falcon wasn't Black Ops. He was pararescue. So
That's true.
So he wasn't. Yeah. We
Winter
could see
Soldier
more of
was
his journey
Yeah,
into getting
I
to
would
be
love
Captain
to see
America.
a little bit more like gray areas.
But let's also, Mackie and Stan were just great together.
They were. The thing that does concern me a little bit is that they don't like each other.
They like each other fine enough to get. Okay, that tension.
They're not
plays
bosom
into the
buddies.
show. Oh no, they are not. They are not at all. I
And,
like
if
the
I
two
was
of them though.
Bucky, if I was Bucky, I would be salty.
I think Bucky might understand why he's not carrying the shield just yet.
You can't be salty. He's the Winter Soldier. It would just melt all the ice.
Oh, wait, no. What? No, it makes it colder.
No, they pour it on the roads to melt.
He's
ice.
called the White Wolf now.
I'm a fan. I like white wolves.
Yeah, that's cool.
They're not as cool as Siberian tigers, but whatever.
He is called the White Wolf.
Yeah,
Can we
that's
get?
actual character.
Can we get then him like crawling on his hands and knees, and Mackie just
That's like an official
with little
Wakanda
wings
position,
out?
the White Wolf.
that's cute.
Yeah, so
He got them crazy eyes that actually work fairly well for the white wolf.
I think it's got some
And
potential
yet,
for them
Gwyneth
like
Paltrow Still
reuniting.
doesn't remember him. It's a bummer.
Are they
Like,
going to start out
seriously?
with? I'm sorry.
Like, name one MCU movie you were in, Gwyneth. Can you remember? Do you know? Do you know which movies you were in, Gwyneth? I don't think you do.
I wouldn't talk about it.
I feel like we're just going
Disney
off
princess like that.
topic.
Are they going to start off with them just throwing the frisbee, learning how to throw the shield? I mean, that's
If
going to
it's
be hard,
anything like
right?
The comics,
The training one.
Sam
Right.
was not the greatest at throwing the shield.
No.
Okay. While
No.
he was a good Captain America, he kind of had to retrieve the shield quite a bit or use Red Wing, which actually that would make a lot of sense actually because Red Wing's just a mechanical device.
Mm.
Strap a magnet to him and you're good to go.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, did he get the things?
the what?
Gauntlet.
The gauntlets that
Vibrances
Captain
or
America
whatever
has?
they're.
No,
That
he
he gave to like Black Widow and Hawkeye.
No, he
the
sold those-
magnetics
sold
that
those on eBay.
Means they can use them.
You mean what the?
Okay, in Age of Ultron, right?
Mhm.
Captain America doesn't have straps on his shield. What he has are vibranium.
Oh yeah, he
magnetics.
could actually pull those back. I mean, get those.
And
Get
he,
those.
yeah,
Yeah.
he gave them to Black Widow, which is why she can use the shield, and Hawkeye, which is why he uses the shield in Age of Ultron.
I don't know. Maybe we'll go. Maybe we'll get into it. I don't know. The show's still a ways away. So
Yeah.
But if anything, we got us a great writer. I'm happy about this. This makes me more excited for the series.
Absolutely.
Now announce some
Yeah.
more writers for the other stuff so we can get a good warm fuzzy about it.
Yep.
Cass, you got a story for us this week?
Yes, absolutely, I do. So with the success of American Gods and the frankly masterpiece that was Good Omens, you'd think that we would have some trust in Neil Gaiman.
You
We
mean
are
with
getting
properties that he created. Maybe?
with things that he wrote in the first
You
place.
think we would trust in that?
He did catch a little bit of flack, which is frankly weird to me. But we are finally getting another Neil Gaiman property. We are getting a Sandman TV show. It was greenlit by Netflix, I believe, last week. The creative team's really, really exciting. We have David Goyer, who wrote the Dark Knight trilogy. He is EPing along with Neil Gaiman. And our writer is Alan Heinberg. He wrote a small film that you might have heard of. It's called Wonder Woman. And he actually shares a birthday with me. I found that out looking him up.
So you know you can trust him.
So you know you can trust him.
Cancers are known for their consistency.
Oh, you're right. That's absolutely not accurate, is it? So he's probably a little whiny because that's what cancers are, but it's
Probably
fine.
cries a good amount. But, good dude.
So yeah, we are getting a Netflix Sandman TV show. We don't have a whole lot of information just yet. We don't even know how many episodes there are going to be, but
Did that stop the haters?
that did not. There were several people that like straight up threatened Neil on Twitter. They were like, "You better do a good job."
Who did?
Sweetie. He's done 2 amazing jobs of his own work. Also, it's his work. Like, this is no.
How could he foul that up?
Who was threatening you?
Just
I need some names.
dum-dums on Twitter. Genuinely, just idiots. There is one quick thing I also wanted to mention. Speaking of the Sandman universe, last year they announced and started basically this kind of universe extension out of Sandman with 4 different comics. We are getting a 5th this fall. We're getting a Constantine in Sandman universe comic. It's called Sandman Presents Hellblazer. And
you know Constantine, it was that Keanu Reeves movie. That's the most accurate depiction, I feel like.
There was an NBC show starring Matt Ryan, who was an amazing Constantine. He's also on Legends of Tomorrow right now, which is the only reason I watched that show. But yeah, we're getting a Constantine comic set in the Sandman universe, which is just really exciting. So lots of exciting stuff coming for Sandman and for Neil Gaiman, who responded to Kat's tweet 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah. I was asking my question about, I really love that, if you haven't watched Good Omens on Amazon Prime, watch it. And they have fairly stunning, just classic angel demon look in a shot. And I wanted to ask him if the wings were CGI'd. So if I was going to venture to the cosplay of that silhouette, if I would have to make them, if there'd be and he responded back and said they were CGI. It had a picture of Cass and I as Death and Morpheus from the Sandman comics, just to kind of suck up, like, we've been fans for a minute.
I love you so much. We did actually get pointed to somebody that makes cosplay wings for a living. I
have
She's
a couple of references now. It's really about making them fold in. It's just not pragmatic to do wings that are big and spread out if you can't actuate them in the con scene here. I think too crowded.
Yeah.
Just make the spring hard enough to knock people out of the way.
Thanks, Jason.
We've all seen Mercy, who got a little bit too excited about her wings and just knocks people out of the way.
We've all seen that. And then there's the chick that does the who is it? Maleficent. That has these local installations that actuate, but they're very, very slow. But they stay out of the way when she needs them to. Anywho,
are you going to do any research on the Wright brothers' attempts at flying?
I figured I'd just ride a bicycle really
different
fast.
Kind of wings,
throw
Bryce.
some feathers.
Oh, okay.
Different kind of wings.
Oh, are they? Oh, okay. All right.
I was
Okay.
looking more into this human flying squirrel things. Have you seen that? I want to try it so bad.
Less Wright brothers
Shoot things.
and more Icarus.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
I don't want to be more like Icarus than the Wright brothers. Let's not get this right. I feel like we're close enough to the sun. Thank you.
Speaking of things that are a little bit different,
We're way too close to the sun.
and Cora, go ahead. I'm ready. Go right ahead.
One moment. Oh, okay. All right. So Nintendo released some interesting news this week. Wait, can you hear me? Hold on. My microphone keeps falling, and I don't appreciate it. There we go. So Nintendo released some interesting news this week. And I get to have an I told you so moment with Jason because I called this like a few months ago. We are going to be getting the Nintendo Switch Lite.
Boom!
Now, the Nintendo Switch Lite, it won't be able to plug into the dock. The Joy-Cons will not be able to disconnect from the Switch itself. It will be a smaller model, but its battery life will be longer, which is a plus. It can't play every game from the Switch, but you do have the entire library of Switch games that can be supported in handheld mode. And I mean, like Breath of the Wild is still accepted, so it's one of those, like, not all games are available to be played, but most of them are. Some people have been kind of about it. I personally think it's a great idea. I mean, look at, like, this is perfect for kids. You don't have to plug it into the TV. A lot of kids want to just play on it anyway, just by themselves in their room in a corner with all the lights off, hiding, Gollum style. Maybe that's just the kids I know.
No, it's one. I got 2 of them. Yeah.
Oh, okay, then perfect.
Back in my day, we didn't have a choice.
See, here's the thing. My phone can plug into my TV, I assume, because they've been able to do that for a long time. I've never, ever done that. The only thing that gives me any kind of pause about this is it doesn't play every game. Like, that instantly makes me very nervous.
That makes me a little nervous, too. Also, the yellow color of one of them makes me really nervous. That yellow is ugly as hell.
Yeah,
That makes you nervous.
Yeah, it looks like pee.
there are 3 colors. Obviously, there's blue, there's gray, and there's yellow. Honestly, I like all of them except the yellow, but that's just a personal choice.
There's not a red one?
There's not a red one. I thought there would be. I thought it would be blue, yellow, and gray. But no, the red's been replaced with yellow.
You thought it would be blue, red, and gray.
Blue, yeah.
What'd I say?
Blue, yellow, and gray. I was like,
y'all know what I'm on.
If you were
Turquoise,
expecting
actually.
that,
It's officially listed as turquoise.
nobody
I
cares.
will hit you.
Turquoise.
I'm not one for sweeping statements, but don't argue with women about what color.
I'm not arguing. There is no argument. That's what
You just
Nintendo
said
says it is.
Turquoise.
Nintendo says it's turquoise. All right. What do you got for the specs on this thing anyway?
I don't have the specs in front.
Okay. I have some. The smaller screen, it'll be a 5.5-inch touchscreen. Of course, it'll be lighter. No docking ability. Of course, we covered that. D-pad style instead of the 4-button controller.
Yes.
Battery life will be anywhere from 3 to 7 hours. They made the point of games with higher processing, of course, use more power. Like Breath of the Wild will be about 4 hours of gameplay. No HD rumble functions, and
What does that mean, HD rumble? Does that mean it won't
HD.
rumble at all?
Yeah. No infrared as well. So none of the nice aiming that we're able to do with the Switch. It will retail for $199, and I think, honestly, this thing is the death knell for the 3DS and the 2DS. Core?
Yeah.
I thought the death knell for the 3DS and the 2DS was 2017.
No, they're still quite popular.
No, actually,
How's your Vita?
the Nintendo,
Shut up.
the 3DS was actually still producing games up until last year.
Oh, wow.
So it's
Did
still
they stop?
Atlas has stopped,
Oh.
but that's the only frame of reference I have currently. They've been supporting games up until then. I mean, they released that new 3DS not too long ago, so I don't see them stopping production on those games quite yet. And those games do still sell pretty well, like used game stores, GameStop, Walmart, anywhere else. They still have 3DS games that just go flying off. Certain ones go flying off the shelf.
Do you think this is going to encourage a lot of 2DS and 3DS users to abandon those consoles, though? For the Lite?
Potentially.
Abandon them, or
here-
if they're not supported.
Here's the difference,
They
though.
want something new and different.
Until the games that are on the 3DS are ported to the Switch networks, those systems are not going to go anywhere.
Good point.
It's just like the Nintendo 64 is still a seller, because, like, in terms of like people still want it, because not all of those games are ported on a system they can play in the modern world. You still have to go to an older system. Some of them have been, like some of the bigger names, but there are still some that people want to play. And for example, they did release the Phoenix Wright trilogy on the Nintendo eShop, but that's only one series. I can't play the remaster of Ocarina of Time on my Switch. I still have to play it on my 3DS, or I have to play the original. So I think until that happens, the 3DS is still going to be a competitor to that. And also, the 3DS is still smaller, and a lot of people, like, adult-wise, especially if you're a woman, you only have so much room in your purse.
Oh yeah, seriously.
So,
and your hands only reach so far.
And your hands only reach so
My
far.
small lady hands.
And like, guys, I know you have actual pockets, but your pockets are only so deep. You can't, like, some pockets can fit a full Switch, and for those men that have those pockets, I say fuck you, because I want those pockets.
Hey!
I don't get those pockets.
You do if you buy
I think
men's
that's all for
jeans,
sure.
but there can be a lot of like. Whatever.
Also,
this
though-
is fucking Twitch.
These will be able to link up with the regular Switches. So if you want to do some gameplay with somebody that does have just a regular Switch,
Like
you are
Mario Party.
yeah, you can still do that. And they are Joy-Con and the Pro Pad compatible, but won't have a kickstand, which is kind of like. But They are going to be compatible with those controllers.
It's 50 cents a model. Come on, Nintendo.
No, they're making a whole point that they're made to play like this.
Also, as a point, like let's say that you get the YouTube app on the Switch Lite and you want the kickstand, I can guarantee you that the cases that you're going to get for this are going to have some kind of kickstand capability, or will just be able to act like one naturally.
That's fair.
The game, the system will launch September 20th, 2019, which is perfect because I want my Switch back for my daughter, so I'll be getting her one of these to get mine back. And it's launching with the remastered Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening.
It's an iPad.
Ooh!
I mean,
anyway.
I can't wait for that game.
No.
So yeah, there we go. Nintendo is. I actually think this is pretty smart because they're going to be able to put these games on the Switch and the same format of game. I think it's going to give them an edge in the market.
I already saw a hilarious cartoon about this guy who's like, "Oh, I wanted to buy one of these, but I can't play with my friends." And then he looks around and it shows him walking out, like sad and happy at the same time.
Same.
Yeah, I never really. I wasn't a big sharer to begin with.
All right. What do you got for us this week?
Me?
Yeah.
Me? You already know, because I was losing my shit in our group chat last night. So
I don't recall that.
How's it going, Twitch?
Oh yeah, I'm being profane because it's Twitch. Who gives a crap? I don't think my parents know how to download it. So I said the F word louder than I ever have on a stream ever. Anyway, so yesterday around 8:00 p.m. Central Standard Time, eSports Awards made an announcement. eSports Awards is probably the most prestigious of the esports awards, except for maybe the ESPYs. And they have held their show, I think, the previous 4 years in London. They made an announcement last night. They are changing the location. Guess where they're going to be?
Where are they going to be, Kat?
Dallas, Texas.
Hey!
More specifically at the eSports Stadium Arena in Arlington. And they have general admission tickets that they're doing, which tells us community outreach is a big thing, which makes me hopeful that SCNS can get in on there. Anyway.
We need your help.
Yeah, we do need your help. Watch our shit and talk about it. Anyway.
Tell them SCNS should be there.
Yeah, it's an esports award show. It's November 16th. It's a fairly big deal. It's just a celebration of a number of things. They do videographer of the year, photographer of the year. My boy was not nominated. My boy being my favorite esports photographer.
Never heard anyone say that before.
Yeah. When I say my boy, I mean somebody who takes pictures of nerds playing video games. Anyway, they're also doing streamer of the year, personality of the year. I wrote down a bunch of the list, but just to not be that person. The streamer of the year nominees are the only ones I'll do. It is, I might mess up some of these names. There are a couple I'm not super familiar with. Anyway, TFU, maybe? Anyway,
Okay.
I don't know. Dr. Disrespect is nominated. Nick Merckx. Tim the Tap Man.
Hey.
He's from here, if you don't know that. He's one of the most popular streamers in the world. He's actually from the Dallas area. He's really chill.
I didn't know that.
Courage is nominated. Alzoka is nominated. Ninja. If you don't know who Ninja is,
He
then
sucks.
he's okay. I just think it's funny that he's nominated for Personality of the Year nomination.
Well, he's kind of an asshole.
No, when he's kind of flat.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he's an asshole. I think he's completely bland.
We could have a worse.
He has anime hair. That's it. But two of the ones you should check out. Pokimane, if you don't know who that is, look her up. She's dope.
She's not the one selling her bathwater, right?
I know.
Let's not talk about her.
Please, no.
Her name is Belle, and you know what? Honestly, get it, girl. If
Yeah.
you can
No,
get
she's
people...
a no.
Oh, really?
No,
We will discuss that after.
Okay.
that'll be
Shroud.
SCNS After Dark.
Shroud is another one you should check out. And also Godiga? I don't know who that is.
Sure.
Anyway, is also nominated. Yeah, November 16th. We're hoping to be there. We're hoping to do some interviews and some media stuff. But just honestly awesome. North Texas has made a big statement in
this one's
saying
huge.
that we are esports capital of America, essentially.
Does esports have a Hall of Fame yet?
I don't think we've been around
Not
that long.
really. Not like a good one. There's some statements around, but not really.
No one's been inducted.
There are people who've been inducted in their organizations that call themselves like eSports Hall of Fame, but it's not like a good one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not recognized. It's not cemented. It's not. This is the real one. Oh, also one last thing. It will be hosted by global icon, national treasure, Golden Boy, one of my favorite esports personalities.
Golden Boy's amazing.
We're hoping to meet him.
Can you really respect a guy named Golden Boy?
Absolutely, yes.
He's amazing.
Fun story.
He's from Queens. He's dope.
I'm sorry, there's an anime called Golden Boy, and it is fantastic.
That is what he's named for, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh my god, I
He's
love
an
him
anime
already.
fan. He's a super nerd. And when he takes selfies with fans, he's nearly always doing this. Also, he's a person of color who's made it big in esports. Good for him.
I love him already.
You
amazing.
will love him. His name is Alex, and he's just lovable.
He, unfortunately, last year he did Overwatch League, and then unfortunately he got a different job doing The Rock's American Gladiators show.
He's doing the voice. He's the voice of The Rock's American Gladiator show.
Okay.
Alex Mendez.
Delicious.
Cool. He's a cool guy. I like him. That's all. That's
Do
my
you
news story.
do you-
It's why I'm all like, tonight I'm so hyped.
Yeah, she's hyped for this show.
Do you predict that they will invite David Lightman?
Did you just
From
Google
War
esports
Games.
person?
No,
Okay.
no, I did not.
Lightman from War
David Lightman from War Games. Matthew Broderick. Do you think they'll ever invite him to host the esports
I
show?
don't know.
You
I think you went too
understand
far
that
back.
Broderick has a weird,
Hosts are
like,
supposed to have charisma, right?
he
Shots
has-
fired.
He was a war gamer.
He would be better as like the weird guest, like he was on Nick Kroll's and John Mulaney's Broadway show, where he just kind of walks in the door. Sorry,
Oh,
spoilers.
that dude, that was
yeah.
Broadway?
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
He's kind of hilarious. He has a weird list of things that he's involved in, and honestly, I think he's the best part of the producers, which is, let's be honest, a subpar show. Sorry, the Tonys, you were wrong about that
It's
one.
an okay show.
All right,
I
Bryce.
like Matthew Broderick. I'm down.
All right, Bryce, what you got for us, man?
All right. Something a little different from me. I don't normally promote old cartoons, but
Just
That's
Matthew
not
Broderick.
true.
That is the least thing
What?
true.
you don't have any proof. So
A way to break out of your comfort zone.
yeah, right. Thanks. There's a reboot in the works at Warner Brothers, and one of possibly your favorite screenwriters / directors / actresses is behind this effort, and her name is Elizabeth Banks, and
Love her.
I think she's great. She's behind the new Charlie's Angels film, and
She did Pitch Perfect too. Some people had a problem with it. I thought it was hilarious.
yeah, I didn't see that, but I did like her in How Zach and Miri Make a Porno. She was funny.
She was pretty funny. in
Didn't
that.
like that one?
I didn't see it.
Okay, it's
It
funny.
had the word porno in it. I decided not to watch.
It's
Do yourself
funny.
a favor. Get some Taco Bell.
Oh no,
Sit
no,
down and watch a movie about how to make porno.
It's
Why
funny.
would you even bring that up?
So Elizabeth Banks, Brownstone Productions, her production company, is developing I'm getting to the meat of the story now.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
do it.
yeah.
Now you're going to know what the name of the reboot is. The Flintstones. Meet the Flintstones.
Oh, jeez.
Flintstones.
Flintstones, not
Nobody's
Flintstones
saying
as you
it that
thought.
way.
Literally my least
Meet
favorite
the
cartoon.
Flintstones.
Yeah, not one of my favorites. Not-
Flintstones.
Not one of my favorites either.
The Flintstones.
I think it was off air before.
But if this
Born.
reboot's going to be a primetime animated adult comedy. It's not going to be the Flintstones of old.
How adult is adult?
Well, it does not have a streaming platform as of yet, but they're saying that the Warner Media's new HBO Max is a logical destination for this
Or Pornhub.
product.
There's always Pornhub.
There's that. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. Maybe Encore. Is that still a thing?
I don't know.
The movie
Yes.
channel? I don't know.
No, it's not.
No?
Is it not?
I have no
I
idea.
don't think
It
anyone's
is.
doing it anymore.
don't think we're the authority on what channels still exist.
I feel like it's the same.
We're like, is it?
What does that mean? Nobody's doing it anymore.
It's like, okay, it's like the O channel, Oprah's channel. It's still technically a channel, but there hasn't been anyone on it.
They're sending
like,
out TV waves. We don't know if they're still being boosted like long, or if they're just, a mile and a half from the studio is the only place you can get it. But they're going out.
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah.
back on track with that story there.
They siphon off a little bit of Oprah's soul every once in a while.
We are not gonna anger Oprah. Keep going.
They have Hands Across America with volunteers.
She can have us killed and nothing. Nobody would ever find our bodies.
Yeah, I
There's
don't.
just a
Yeah,
wire going across.
yeah, I really don't want to upset
We
Oprah.
want to mess with the big O.
Besides the Gremlins prequel series, which I'm more interested in, which I only learned about today, and Animaniacs is getting an upcoming reboot.
Thank God that's not an old cartoon.
Sarcasm is your friend. So we're going to be, I guess, getting the further adventures of Fred with his
Flintstone.
Bronto crane operating services that he does 9 to 5 at the Slate Rock and Gravel Company. Funny story. The real reason I really wanted to do this story was because when I was a kid, ignoring the Flintstones for the most part on television, but watching other cartoons, I got hungry one Saturday morning and there was no cereal.
Were there vitamins?
There was no cereal to speak of that I could find. I didn't want toast, but yeah, there was Flintstone vitamins
Then
around.
they're good for you.
And you know what? When you eat and munch and devour a whole bottle of Flintstone vitamins, it's really yummy at the moment. Even though
Not great for your stomach.
I wouldn't like it now.
You just start glowing, don't you?
I
Be a living God.
I felt really strong.
He shifts into another dimension.
I felt really strong, like I could
I cast blink.
like I could tame dinosaurs, the Brontosaurus
He just
and whatnot.
Flash kind of buzzes out of existence.
And then did you find
comes
a
back after it
dinosaur
wears
might
off.
be growing in your gut shortly?
I apparently my mother tells me that I turned a different color and I wasn't myself because I was a little hyper and I had to have my stomach pumped. So
It's
word of warning, kids. Find a Twinkie or a pickle or something.
It's like the umbrella
Don't eat a
Academy.
whole bottle.
He just
of
disappears
vitamins.
and exists for 70 years somewhere else and comes back out to the same time he left.
So,
What happened? I've been gone 70 years.
I just explored the pantheon and I'm back.
You're like the dog that eats all the flavored condoms.
Oh,
Gosh,
jeez.
his
What?
owner's bad.
I
It's college
so
legend type story.
so my favorite Flintstones meme, by the way, is Fred Flintstone never skips leg day because he's always powering the family vehicle with his legs.
Oh yeah.
So I'm guessing we're probably going to get some Brontosaurus fart jokes and leg day jokes.
Yeah, have you ever gotten into one of those little tykes?
The little red car.
The little
with the
red
yellow
car
roof.
with the yellow roof.
And you paddle.
Have you done that in the past 15 years?
I haven't done
It
that
wears
lately.
you out real quick.
Okay, so I have actually a very important question regarding that. If they have the power to pull the car and continue running wherever they're going, why do they need them in the first place?
The car.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
why?
was wondering.
They get rained on.
He's the only one.
Oh,
No, he's the only one
Because
running
Wilma's
the car,
not
right?
Wilma's not helping.
yeah,
think
I
it was so
know.
that chick
Why
could
does
powder
he
her
need the
nose.
car?
Literally,
He doesn't need
okay.
it.
Literally, I hate the Flintstones. The best thing to come out of there is the cereal. That's it.
It's the same
Cocoa
reason,
Pebbles. That's it.
It's the same reason that some people pull a cart, but just pull the cart, right? There's other things in the.
Oh.
I think he's the only one running.
Well, if you don't have the
No, it's
car,
everyone?
Yeah.
well, if you don't have the car, you can't go to the drive-thru and get the Brontosaurus ribs.
Oh, look,
On
the best thing about
on
the
the
movie
tray.
They
was
have that as a pet,
the
they're
original
eating it
live action
too.
movie with John
It was
Goodman
their
because
garbage.
Oh, no, that was amazing.
John Goodman can do no wrong. Who was also who played Barney in the Flintstones live action movie? Was that Dana Carvey?
Who are you
No,
talking
that's Rick.
to?
That was
Rick
Moranis.
Moranis. Rick
Yeah,
Moranis.
yeah, Rick Moranis.
Yeah, those are literally the best things for this
Oh
Flintstones
yeah,
as far as I'm
absolutely.
concerned.
They were perfect.
I hated that show.
Oh, I didn't love
those
it.
movies.
I have
I love the movie, not the show.
The movie was good.
I have no nostalgia for. I'm vaguely interested to see what she's going to do and what kind of adult cartoon it is, but like I have no. Like the only memories I have of the Flintstones at all were like really cheap, awful Halloween costumes that like
Yeah.
my mom's friends would do.
I'm just wondering if by adult cartoon we mean like Bob's Burgers or like Archer. Like
Ooh,
there's
yeah.
a wide range of things that can be considered adult
I don't
cartoon.
I don't know.
think
It's gotta be
Bob's
pretty good
Burgers is an adult cartoon.
for me to.
It's a family cartoon.
Well, to answer your question, Cass, the show which aired originally from 1960 to 1966, before I was alive.
Oh, you actually get to say that about this.
Yes, I can. And it's in the very early stages of development. So to answer your question, I have no answer. Yeah.
No, I guess we'll wait and see in Flintstones. Meet the Flintstones.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's holding
You
their
know,
Can I
breath
get a
for
show of
this
hands who
one.
actually plans on watching this show?
You know, this show takes a lot of stones to make.
No.
So,
No!
thank you. That has been the news.
I
That's a
mean-
perfect point to move on.
I
Show
can't-
of hands.
Anyway.
Check out the pilot. I check out almost all pilots. With
Oh, I check out the
almost
pilot.
Anyone.
I guess we need to roll on with the show. Sorry. Had to do it.
I can't wait for the
waited.
I can't wait for the Rolling Flintstones to come to town. I think
Yeah.
they're legendary. Can't wait to hear them again.
You think you're gonna check out the pilot of that?
Hey, do you think they'll have John Cena stone back?
So, that is the end of the news.
What's the
Trust
rock
me,
guest
bless you.
stars?
That
You
is
know
the
what she
end of
should
the
be
news.
saying after that, you can't see me.
Hey.
You can't. I'm not on camera, bitch.
Were this news segment
So that
something I
was
could
just
wrap
for
my
us.
hands around,
Aw.
I would strangle it to death.
Although-
Anyway,
This
Audience
is
does hear her like slowly move back. She was
Like, what is this waving?
so
this is going to be better than the Jurassic Park series.
Do you still think you run this show?
with
dude?
last week's Spider-Man Far From Home releasing, that is the end of the MCU's Phase 3. And we are looking forward to Phase 4 and whatever it's going to bring. Now, news has been very light, actually. We know we're getting a Black Widow movie. We know we're getting a Guardians of the Galaxy 3 movie. But I'd like for a moment to reflect on the movies between Captain America Civil War and Spider-Man Far From Home. What do you guys think was one of the best moments from them? What do you think it accomplished? I think this phase probably brought us the best
Wait.
amount of heroes. What?
Don't say anything. Just don't say anything. There we go.
Good point. There will be a few. But
Spoilers from the Phase 3.
as
Hey, we
far
can
as
actually read spoilers this time. I'm so happy.
as far as Phase 3, I think this is probably one of the better phases for introducing us to more characters. I mean, we got
Aside from like phase 1, right?
Phase 1.
I feel like
That's
phase
built-
1
that was building
introduced us
blocks.
to like most of the main characters,
I mean, we got.
given that it didn't exist before that.
I think some of the best characters there because we got Captain Marvel, we got Black Panther. In Phase 3, yes, we got Korg.
We got Tom
Cool.
Holland.
That is true.
That is true.
We got Spider-Man in Phase 3. We didn't have him before that.
Homecoming is a Phase 3 movie, but
Well,
Well,
we got him in
Civil War
first.
is when he was. Yeah,
So yeah, getting Tom Holland was a big get for
it
us.
was the best for me
Um,
of if you're talking about introduction of new character.
I think the Doctor Strange movie was one that kind of set a
You thought
different
Tom
tone.
Holland was the best introduction in Phase 3?
Of a new character.
Oh yeah, thank God Spider-Man's here.
What?
I'm a Spider-Man fan.
Okay, we're gonna have to agree to disagree on that one.
Oh, there's definitely an agree to disagree on this one. Of course, Civil War started us on a path that was kind of rocky, and our team was split, and there was that whole
We
registration
figured
act.
out that the rest of Steve's life didn't matter. The only thing that matters is Bucky, and everything that
Up
he's
all night
done.
to get Bucky.
Everything that he's done leading up to that point didn't
Never
matter.
stop
That,
making that joke.
you know,
I think it was definitely a return to being good for Thor with Ragnarok. Thank you very much.
No.
I like Ragnarok.
No.
I'll still watch
Ragnarok
it.
sucks.
No, Ragnarok did not suck.
No,
Ragnarok was the worst movie of Phase 3, hands down.
No.
The worst.
No,
I can't believe
it was fun.
that some of y'all we're all mad, like, oh, I don't like the Russos. They're too quippy, blah, blah, blah. And then you're going to bring out this vampire mockumentary, who His vampire mockumentaries are very funny. And just make a joke out of a planet being destroyed and a homeworld being gone and like everything. Everything was funny.
So this was the lowest
But
point in
not
phase
funny.
3 for you?
I remember
Yes.
when my father died in front of me and I laughed about it. That was great.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Thor Ragnarok. His father dies in front of him. He loses thousands of people. And we're gonna make a joke out of the whole thing? Really?
Also, didn't he already think? No, he didn't think he was dead.
Does
Loki
that
was-
matter?
No, he didn't. You've had time to deal with it. You have time to cope. But no, Loki was pretending to be.
That scene was amazing. The rest of it.
Loki is a trickster guy.
It
He
had-
gets a
it
pass
had-
for doing anything he wants at any point. He's a trickster.
It had Matt Damon in it. That
I
scene was great.
cannot believe Anthony Hopkins showed up, was a gay guy for 15 minutes, gave one speech and then left. That is iconic behavior.
Now, we're not saying there wasn't anything good about it. It just overall, the tone was
so off.
I had fun with that movie.
You swap the tone of Thor Ragnarok and Thor the Dark World, you have two amazing movies.
I don't have a low point for Phase 3, honestly, because there were so many movies I thoroughly
Do you have a
enjoyed.
high point?
Black Panther.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard to disagree
Hello.
with
You
that.
made,
It's just a really solid movie.
Yeah, my kid. Also, that we
Ladies and gentlemen, The Offspring.
There was a
we had an audience for a second there. Anyway, of course, Black Panther
The
being
little
introduced in Civil War was definitely a high point. I like that suit better than I like the one that he had in Black Panther.
Excuse you.
I like the suit from Civil War better than I like
The suit from Black Panther was amazing.
It was good, but I like the one from Civil War better. Sure, we should have gone back to that design a little bit. Keep the powers, but anyway.
Honestly, I got all emotional when they went to Busan.
Yeah.
They went to Busan. It was a city I spent like a little over a month in hanging out, and they filmed on my favorite, most beautiful bridge in the world, the whole Korea thing. Even if I hadn't been there, it was amazing. Only a little bit distracted by the fact that they were driving the wrong way on a one-way bridge. But even more distracted by the fact that this bridge, 750,000 people drive over it every day. They shut it down to film this. I'm glad I wasn't there right there.
The other thing I think about, I can agree about, is Phase 3 probably had the most of an emotional ride for everybody.
Yes.
With starting with Civil War, we're like, oh, they broke up. It's kind of like your favorite band breaking up. You're like, what's going to happen here? And then, of course, Infinity War, where everybody left that theater quiet.
That was the quietest I've ever heard a group.
Nobody was talking.
We saw
Cor-
opening night at like 3 in the morning, and just everyone shuffled out all the press.
I love the moment Cora and I were leaving Infinity War, and I was like, ain't nobody leaving this movie happy. And she was like, everybody was just like,
Everybody was talking to each other like this. Like,
Yeah, it was
and this
sad.
happened, and-
Yeah,
well, we
it
saw
was definitely
opening
sad, but
night.
it made my daughter angry. She did not.
That's
She was
fair.
not
Oh, it
happy
made my
at
daughter
all
cry.
about what happened. She was saying, "I hate this movie." You know, I can't believe they killed off so many of the characters I care about.
How old is she?
She's 21 now.
So what was your favorite point from the Phase 3? Bryce?
Yeah, she didn't read the comics.
No,
I didn't
no,
either,
it
but
wasn't
I
that
knew
at
they were
all. I
coming
was
back.
like, these people have movie deals.
Yeah, she's not into
Kids,
following all that.
they end
Yeah.
up for contracts.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
she doesn't know about
Yeah,
that.
both Kat and I walked out of that movie being like,
I wasn't.
Wonder
that
how they're gonna
emotional.
bring it
I
back.
wasn't that emotional about it. Honestly, it was like a pulled punch.
I've read comic
After
books, so I was okay.
Yeah,
I mean, they don't always go exactly that.
No,
route,
they
but
don't.
even without that, they'd already publicized a lot of how many films they have left.
Yeah.
So we're like, this can't be the bottom line.
What was the
Well-
highest point for the Phase 3 for you, Bryce?
okay. There were a lot of them. I thoroughly have enjoyed all the films. I really enjoyed in Civil War, not only Tom Holland and Black Panther and Spider-Man, but not to mention, the chemistry between the Winter Soldier and Cap in the car, and I thought that was hilarious. When they,
Anthony Mackie.
yeah, and the Falcon, yeah. So
That's
I love
Captain Falcon.
yeah, right. I love those scenes, but I also love Paul Rudd,
He's
Ant-Man
such
and
a
the
weird
Wasp.
counter energy for the rest of them too.
Yeah.
Like I love it.
I love Ant-Man and the Wasp, especially Paul Rudd's character, I think he's so unique, and his story is so much fun. I can't help but laugh throughout the film whenever I see him on screen. Good. Yeah, he's so great. And I loved it that Disney and Marvel is really good about not spoiling epic moments in their trailers, where a lot of studios and franchises do spoil pivotal moments in their trailers. And when you saw Giant Man show up for the first time, Ant-Man, he's giant. That was not shown in trailers, and I was so impressed that they didn't blow that. They didn't spoil that.
They're like, oh my god!
Oh, I was so excited when that happened.
They showed it during SDCC.
I didn't know that,
but then we never got that trailer publicly.
Oh, okay.
Quit watching bootlegs, Jason.
He was at SDCC.
I'm just kidding.
Anyway,
mostly.
Yeah.
I forgot. But
they did this. It was real funny. He like Giant Man like steps from behind a building, and he like goes back by the building. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Cora.
Yeah.
High points of the MCU Phase 3 for you.
I just have one moment that I loved because I called it, and that was Hawkeye shooting Ant-Man on the arrow towards the thing, and then him growing and like decimating.
That was
shit.
so dope.
Like,
even I popped for that one.
God! Like I knew, like I wanted it to happen so bad.
It's an iconic cover.
It is, and then it happened, and I lost it. Because my two favorite male heroes in the MCU, or not in the MCU, just in Marvel in general, did a cool thing together.
That's comic accurate too.
Yes.
That happened.
Yes.
Yep.
I love that cover.
What about Ronan, dude? Like,
for the short amount of time we got him,
so sexy.
I honestly think that he could have been introduced and handled better. But that's only because it felt like his story was rushed.
It's such a weird, like, he either has to be this whole, like, anti-hero film all by himself to properly show his arc, during which they still have to bring in a lot of the others for, like, little highlights and conversations, or it feels rushed. Like, I get that.
Exactly.
Ritter has changed my mind.
So good looking.
I've already agreed
God,
to never
so
make fun
good.
of Hawkeye again. Because honestly, his reactions in Endgame made it for me. When he went back to the farmhouse, when he got the call on his cell phone, I was like, man, I love Ritter in this role. I'm never making fun of Hawkeye again.
Yeah.
And it wasn't so much I thought Hawkeye was a badass. I just was like, damn, you got me.
It's just solid acting all around.
He did some solid moving around to the face.
Look at his face. It does interesting things.
These movies have made me like two characters that I have ridiculed for a long time, and that's Falcon and Hawkeye. So kudos, guys, to that.
Falcon still deserves
Falcon?
No. Anthony Mackie has changed my mind.
Still deserves it.
No
way. Falcon
Not
is
now.
so amazing in this role.
And I love Anthony
He's
Mackie.
it's not like Hawk dude and Hawk chick.
No.
Well, since we got to speak, what is your high point from Phase 3 though?
Honestly, like, there's almost something different to love about all the different movies. I think a reintroduction of a super young Spider-Man is a really good call. Like,
We can
being
have
in
Tom
high
Holland
school,
for you
high
now.
schooling while he's flipping around and crushing on a girl while he's doing all that. I loved the banter in Civil War. It was better than I expected to keep it from getting too heavy in the middle of it. I loved the gravity of Infinity War. I loved the Endgame. I think was nearly flawless movie. And also, you have like Black Panthers with best origins pieces I've ever seen, if not the best. Like, honestly, I think they hit it out of the park, except for Thor Ragnarok. In Phase 3, I think they did a lot right.
Honestly, the highest point of this whole series was Endgame for me.
Yeah,
When
maybe
starting
a
at
symbol. Like,
no, starting at Anthony Mackie on your left, and everything. To me, that was the culmination of every movie that I have seen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Of everybody showing up, the Wizards showing up, the Army of Wakanda showing up, and everybody lined up in the epic music, and Cap finally saying Avengers Assemble. I got up and cried at that part. I'll admit it right now. That
You
was
know
the,
what it
that was the point of
was?
that movie where I had to stand up and walk because I was just like, it was a mix of just like finally.
You left the theater?
No, I didn't leave the theater. Anyway, but that was the moment for me. That Avengers assemble and everybody just ready to fight. Just
You know what that was? That was a comic book moment
for a comic book fan.
that you think is too big to accomplish in a movie, and the fact that they landed that is just, it's impressive.
From the moment I heard "On Your Left," the emotions were just like building and building, and I'm like, and then Avengers, assemble. Boom! I'm done.
And they're
Done.
all here, and they're gonna help.
You could have like the scene where the guy hears like the speakers and everything, and his like tie gets blown back. That was me. Just so I felt like that was the oorah moment, and we've come. Here's where we're at now from where we began with Robert Downey Jr. saying, "I am Iron Man."
Oorah? I thought Navy was hooah.
I'm not discriminating right now.
It was a great moment.
That was the high point, and it felt like the culmination of everything.
It's this buildup of energy that you don't know what to do with.
Yeah.
And you're like
that music is my ringtone
Yes!
now.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun,
is it weird to answer the phone and be like, yeah, I'll pick up eggs?
Like once it comes out on DVD, I'm gonna watch that scene like 60 times in a row.
Oh, yeah, I think that's
absolutely.
fair.
So yeah, but yeah, Phase 3, it's probably my favorite from all the phases, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm looking forward to you. You haven't let me down yet. Well, a couple of low points.
I mean, a little something.
You haven't totally let me down, and I'm ready for Phase 4, which kind of moves us into our next topic.
I just want to say one more thing. I really loved, I didn't mention Doctor Strange, and I've not been a big fan of that actor because I haven't seen much of his work. But what he did with his interactions and his banter with Thor and refilling his beer and just everything he did in Infinity War and Endgame, I loved.
You haven't watched a lot with Benedict Cumberbatch?
I haven't.
How have you avoided him?
That's probably a topic for another
He's
show.
kind of gawky. He
But-
tends to just be omnipresent.
Yeah.
Did you watch Good Omens yet?
No, I haven't.
You should watch
I'd like to, though.
Well,
Oh, and
apropos
Paul
of
Rudd
nothing.
working for Baskin Robbins. Just have to say.
That was
I
great.
love that as well.
That was just too
I
accurate.
love him as the least cool superhero.
Yeah.
Like,
he tries the hardest, I think, out of everybody.
I don't think he's the least cool. I like him in his presentation as like the least
I think
cool. You
Right.
know what I mean?
he tries the
Here's
hardest.
all our
though.
cool superheroes, and here's Paul Rudd. He's a nerd.
Playing the rest of us.
But he's a
Like, I
great
don't-
dad.
Shaking your hand too
I
long.
think he's genuinely cool. I just think
Yeah.
he's our genuine reaction is just going to be like, hi, I'm being weird right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, we've kind of run over time, and I want to do just if we can do this real quick. SDCC predictions. What are we looking forward to the most? Me, it's always toys. It's always toys. I want to see what Hasbro and NECA are going to bring us this year. Bryce and I are planning to bring back some alternate heads. We're going to discuss that a little bit further. But while Marvel does not have a presence there for movies, they will be discussing television, animation, and comics properties, and also video game properties there. Just no movies. All that stuff will be reserved for when we get Disney's D23, which we're going to get all that news. So don't expect movies. DC is not going to making a movie showing there. But honestly, I think that's more they don't have anything to show or that they want to show. When was the last time I heard something about Birds of Prey?
I don't know.
We'll see. Things you're looking forward to for San
I
Diego
got
Comic Con.
mine.
What's that?
Just I want to see the Game of Thrones. D&D are supposed to be there.
Ooh.
It might be straight fire.
Yeah.
I just want to hear
Amazon
what goes
does
down.
plan to do a good showing there, and also, of course, we get Netflix there as well.
But
I
like,
just-
how
I
many
just wanna
people
see
are gonna
D&D.
muscle to the front of that line and be like,
Oh.
"Hey, why'd you mess up Game of Thrones?"
I want to hear what the Q&A sounds like. That's
Yeah.
all.
Cass?
There is a Steven Universe panel, which they just announced their movie. Seems cool. Veronica Mars, the reboot, they're doing their panel.
Ooh,
Also, there's a Her Universe fashion show happening,
I like Ashley
which
Epstein.
makes me assume that they're going to release new lines, which I always like Her Universe stuff. So
She is
fun.
Ashley Epstein is wonderful. You?
I am looking forward to the Shazam documentary.
Yep.
I am also looking forward to Marvel and Disney announcing a Fantastic Four movie, hopefully in the negative zone. That's what I want.
That's what I want too. The negative zone. That's where it
Negative
doesn't
zone
happen,
of it not
right?
happening.
I'm just kidding.
I wish you would be less negative. I'm also looking for.
We're in the negative zone.
I know that. I'm also looking forward to seeing, I hope, Keanu Reeves ziplining into Hall H wearing a Mark Spector Moon Knight
That would
outfit.
be amazing.
That's what I want.
I would lose my mind.
And
I would too. I would cry.
other than that, I'm also looking forward to Batman Hush animation.
Oh yeah, that should be there.
So
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Surprised nobody's talking about Pattinson.
And Cora, I have a question for you. Do you have a prediction for a Hawkeye limited series on Disney streaming?
Probably not.
It's more like a daydream.
For the things, it's gonna be wonderful because we'll have Kate Bishop, and Kate Bishop is a literal angel, and as long as, and we'll actually get, you know, time with Hawkeye, so we'll actually get some actual development
Like
for both
Hawkeye
of them.
on screen, like doing
Yeah.
things.
What would that be
I know.
like? Not to just
What
be
I'm
a catalyst for a storyline.
It'll be interesting to see how it goes, and I'm hoping that it will kickstart, or hoping that it is the start of a future Young Avengers television show, because honestly, that is what I have been wanting and what the world has been wanting.
All the gay.
That would be awesome.
I want my canon gay boys
All
that
the gay.
are perfect and honestly the best canonical Marvel couple that has ever existed.
Do you want it as a movie or a television series?
Television.
Gotta go
television?
TV, right?
Absolutely television.
Yeah.
Give us time with these characters
You know what I want?
to
Is
learn about them and get connected.
canon, family-friendly gay. That's
Yeah.
what I'm
Yes.
on board
Yes.
for.
Young
Like,
Avengers is a good property to bring to a Disney. I mean, Runaways has proven to be a
Georgia's
good
not
hit.
going to show it.
I love
but
the
maybe
Runaway. I
rest.
like the Runaway show.
Well, I mean, Georgia may not have them, so it's okay.
For Alabama, we'll just
I
skip
know
those
I'm
episodes.
supposed to. I don't have it.
It's
anymore. I didn't want to.
And let me know they could could successfully do a teen genre show in the
Cloak
world.
and Dagger.
Anyway, let's show our producer
So-
that we could actually do like a brief
Hey.
looking forward to in 5 minutes, so she'll let us do it
We
again in
did.
the future.
Look at that. We did it.
All right. So anyway, guys,
Hooray, us.
that is the end of our show. I do want to give a shout out to SDCC Blog. They are a great resource. If you're going to San Diego Comic-Con or you want to know when those panels are, I definitely recommend SDCC Blog. They are the unofficial blog. They have a very good podcast, and they have a wealth of information on things that are going to be happening during San Diego Comic-Con's 50th anniversary of running this show. That's quite the accomplishment, I got to say.
Also, if you haven't been watching it, check out our series, Super Cool Nerd Nation.
Oh, yeah.
Ricardo's been running around, like, getting interviews with all sorts
Been
of
crazy
nerds.
with
I
it.
believe Cora's came out this morning, bright and early. It's a bunch of great interviews, great content. Cass and I will do one at some point, so Bryce.
And also on the channel, we do have our ACON covers. That'll be something we cover a little bit later on about ACON. They made it happen.
We will be going to a couple of cons in the future, and we'll keep you updated about that.
And Quake. is
Our next
coming up.
con is Quake. Next week's show, we are talking about QuakeCon. We'll be welcoming back Rob Houston, who joined us during the DreamHack show. But also, this week, keep your eyes on all the San Diego Comic-Con news. Make sure you go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/SCNS Live, and twitter.com at SCNS, or with SCNS Live is our Twitter
Are you
handle.
sure?
Kind of like all
So,
of us.
yeah,
It's
so
kinda like
just
all
find
of
us on
them
all the
are
social medias at SCNS
at
Live.
SC. It's kind of like
That's
all of
cool.
them are like that.
But if you want to follow us all personally, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JasonX.
You can find me on Twitter at Doa Drawings, where I draw with Cass ridiculous things that Overwatch League casters say,
Real bad.
or on Instagram at BetterCat.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Cass_Bradley. That is KAS_Bradley. Incidentally, in the chats, you can find just Moon Pies, and on a Moon Pie rather, and on a couple of different social media like that as well.
You can find me on Facebook and Instagram, Bryce Culver. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to my friend Ryan, who's doing a noir. It's hard for me to say.
Noir.
Thank you. Batman series on YouTube.
That's awesome.
He's had 5 chapters thus far. So check it out. Mystery of the Batman on YouTube.
Can I real quick just plug something real quick?
Something about D&D?
Yeah, this weekend at 6 o'clock Saturday and 6 o'clock Sunday, you can find me on the Now with Milk Twitch. We'll be streaming live productions of minisodes from 6 to 12 on Saturday, and then at 6 on Sunday, I am running my first D&D one-shot that I will be DMing. I'm super nervous. I'm super excited. Kat will be there. Our lovely
idiot
friend
would be there. Oh.
Our
yes,
lovely friend Cameron will be there as well as some people from SCNS. Or sorry, from
Nikolai. His name is.
So check that out if you want to see me attempt to DM something.
This will be a disaster.
It's gonna be real bad.
It should be fun to watch. Disaster.
Cora.
Lovely train wreck.
Where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Cora O'Donnell. It is spelled right here. There we go. Right there.
Koro.
Please don't put anything else in there. No!
You can also, and I post artwork and I post cosplay stuff there. You can also follow me on Twitter at Hawks Perch, where I will continuously scream into the void about Suikoden until it answers back.
But don't you have something new to scream about?
Yes, I also got a TikTok. Good luck finding me, because I'm not telling you my name.
Ooh, that should be a new
But you
one
also,
shot.
you,
To search
but you also
for Cora's
procured
TikTok.
some treasure items, didn't you?
I did.
There it is.
I finally
Look at that joy.
I finally own the first two hard. I own the hard copies of the first two Suikoden games, which are very hard to come by, and one of the Suiko Gaiden volumes that was like a bridge between 2 and 3.
I was just more amazed because it verified this stuff actually exists.
Hey!
Red.
Anyway, guys, that is the end of the show.
It's falling apart.
I got to do it. You know I had to do it. Anyway, that is our show. We will be back next week to talk about all about QuakeCon 2019 here in Dallas, the year of doom. We're ready for it. But until we see you guys next time, keep on nerding.
We love you 3,000.
3,000.